Hi, this is May from the future. I forgot to hit record for this episode, and so we don't actually have the run that was done for the episode itself. Instead, what we have is Mr. Shasta's PB for this game, so you get to watch that instead. It's a cleaner run than you'll usually get on this show, so that's cool. It's also a bit shorter, so there'll be a little bit of filler at the end. Really sorry about that. Hopefully it won't happen again, but it probably will because of who I am as a person. Hi, hello, welcome to Dear PB, a podcast where we hopefully help you become a better speedrunner, but probably won't. I'm Corvame, but you can call me May, or she, or her.
I'm Swoos. You can call me SWC, or he, or they.
And joining us from Dreamland, it's Mr. Shasta.
Hello, I'm Mr. Shasta, or you can call me he or him. Whoa.
So if you're not familiar with this is a show where people send in questions and then we answer them. And it's about speedrunning and stuff, which is cool. But before we any further ado, let's begin your run so that we're not here more time than we normally are. So feel free to start whenever.
All right, you got it. I'll count down from 3 because that's the cool speedrunner thing that you do. 3, 2, 1, kablamo.
So if you're listening to this in podcast form, as always, there is a run that you could watch in the background, but we're not going to talk about it too much because the purpose of this is to talk, not to watch, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. We're not going to talk about it because we're going to talk instead.
Exactly. That's the kind of mastery of language that you get from this show.
Yeah.
But
we're all fluent in the English language.
True.
I'm fluent in language of Kirby, personally.
Why don't you talk a little bit about all the things you're fluent in? Let the audience know a little bit about yourself.
So I've been speedrunning since 2014 or so. It's been a long time. I like doing it a lot. It's pretty cool. First game I ever speedrun was Kirby Squeeze Squad for the Nintendo DS, and I just started running a bunch of Kirby stuff right after that, and because it's just really fun, and I like the series a lot. And then
Kirby is really good.
It's very good.
Yeah.
I've also run a bunch of other stuff that I was nostalgic for as a kid. I also ran Metroid Fusion for a long time, a bunch of the Metroid games like that too. And then Wario Land 4 is a huge one I ran for a long time too, because I love that game.
I don't remember if I played Wario Land 4. I have played Metroid Fusion. Absolute banger.
Absolute banger. Love that game.
Very
Wario
good
4
game.
is my literal favorite game of all time now, just because I really, really love it a lot. It's one of those games that I can't say anything bad about, really.
I love
it's just the perfect game for me.
The origin story behind Wario Land 2, which is Nintendo was make a Mario game, and they were we don't want to do this because it's not our character, so we're going to make our own evil Mario for the studio that was doing it. Yeah, and that's where Wario came from. I believe that's true. I saw it on the internet, so it can't be wrong.
That's true. That's what I've heard.
But yeah,
the internet's true.
It's slightly wrong because I know Wario was originally the villain of Super Mario Land 2, the final boss.
So I think Mario Land 2, I think that's why he was the final boss. I think is the actual. Yeah.
He's mean.
Yeah.
He is mean.
Big meanie.
And now he just makes some micro games, so be careful you make fun of him in middle school, I guess.
And sports.
And sports, yeah, he does play a lot of sports.
He is a sporter.
Is that they call people who play sports sporters?
Yeah, they're sporters.
Yeah, sporters.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only if you do multiple games. If you only do one, you're like a basketballist or like a baseballer. But if you do multiple games, you're a sporter.
What's someone who's a water polo player? What are they called?
Water
poloer's already taken, so aquapoloer.
A polist.
Polist.
Let's go.
Polish.
I'm down.
They're Polish.
They're Polish. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Hey.
Exactly.
No. That's someone who only kind of plays water polo. They're Polish.
Oh, okay.
What's someone who's does a pole vault though? What are they called?
Ooh.
They're a vault boy.
Vault boy, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
That checks out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vault dweller, I think is the term they use now.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I couldn't
More
remember the word
inclusive.
dweller.
I like it.
So yeah, as you all know, this is a speed run, a podcast where we talk about the names for different sports doers.
Yeah,
Sport-
we've already
sporters,
discussed
different
Sport
sports.
sports podcasts.
sporters, yeah,
so
yeah.
Sportives.
We're always adding new stuff onto our repertoire of what this podcast is about, but it is mainly about people sending in questions and then we answering them.
We answering them.
We
I'm
do
like
be answering
really-
though.
I'm
People
really on it
questioning,
today.
we answering.
And
What's
we
our
answer
first
them.
answer to answer?
And we got a bunch of questions in this week. A lot of them less about speedrunning and more about just like general stuff, which is cool too. I want to remind people that you don't have to send in speedrun questions. We also take other questions if you're just curious. Because, sometimes we get really serious and talk about speedrun stuff, and that's fun and all, but what's also is fun? Besides Weasel, who's your favorite Pokemon? Asks Wonder J.
Ooh. I really like Frogger a lot. That was like my favorite growing up, but like as I grew older, I was like, you know what? I really like otters a lot. Weasel's a good otter. Let's go with Weasel.
How
But
do you feel
Frogger
about-
was my favorite as a kid.
How do you feel about what's it called? Gen 5. Oshawott.
How do you feel about Gen
Oshawott?
5?
I love Oshawott as well. I love
That's
Oshawott and Duwat. I'm not big on Samurott though.
I feel like that's pretty common.
Yeah. Should have been bipedal the whole way. That's all I know.
That's a hot take given people's worry about Sprigatito.
True, I guess.
My favorite's Mantine, for anyone wondering. Swiss, what's your favorite?
My favorite is Among Us.
Oh,
Give you the
yeah.
mushroom.
Among Us.
Love Among Us. My
That's the
favorite
funny-
Pokemon. The
that's
sus
the funny-
Pokemon.
The
Yeah.
sus.
Humor.
This is good because now we can put we can make the title for this episode like Among Us and a bunch of question marks, and then put like a pog face, one of us on the thing, get like a gajillion views. That's how YouTube
Yeah.
works.
Yeah,
You
that's
gotta
how
do the
YouTube works,
thumbnail
yeah.
face. It's very important.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's critical.
Is the thumbnail face? I feel like is the first thumbnail face Home Alone.
Ooh. Probably.
Probably, yeah.
Imagine some people saw that movie and was like, why is this kid screaming? I must watch
Exactly.
this.
It's the first
Home
clickbait
Alone was
video.
the first clickbait, yeah.
Yeah. Really ahead of its time in so many ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Macaulay Culkin.
Shout outs to Macaulay Culkin. I assume. I don't think Macaulay Culkin's done anything like questionable. But I
I
don't
don't think
know.
so either.
I think
So
it's
if-
alright.
So if Macaulay Culkin did do something bad, then unshout
If
outs.
you're
but
Macaulay Culkin and you're watching
Write in.
this and you're good, you should
Please-
leave a comment.
please let us
if
know.
you're bad,
Yeah.
also leave a comment. But
yeah, if you're
you're
Macaulay
probably
Culkin,
good.
write in.
If
if
Macaulay
you're not-
Culkin's agent, also write in.
If you're not Macaulay Culkin, you can also write in too.
That's true.
We have an email.
Yeah.
I'll talk about that later. This is a manic episode from the already
We've
on the
already,
outside.
we've already started really strong.
Yeah,
I can talk about Frogger more if you want me to. I got a story I can tell.
Okay, so
Want me to do
so
that?
this
Or-
makes
or
sense
We're moving on.
because I heard Frogadier before, and I was like, "How?
Oh,
That's newer."
How is a
Frogadier is
frog
cool
a
too,
deer?
though.
Frogadier is
Greninja's
pretty
one of
cool.
my favorites as well.
I don't like
actually made that
Greninja.
character in Ultimates.
I don't like that its tongue is a scarf. It unnerves me.
That's totally fair.
Yeah,
But he's so cool though.
I'm a Chespin enjoyer when
Chespin's
it
pretty
comes to Gen
sick.
6. I like that Quilladin is just an orb. I think that's fun.
Orb.
Isn't Quillen like the only Pokemon that starts with the letter Q?
Quillfish.
Quillfish, damn it. I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Heck.
Yeah.
That would be a
The
cool fun
Pokemon-
fact, but no.
It's the only starter that starts with Q.
That
Oh,
is
true.
probably true. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
There's not a large sample size, but
Dear PB, if you had to learn another game series to speedrun, what would that be? From Fibat.
That's a good
Isn't
question,
it-
actually.
Yeah, this is an interesting
Never
question
thought
because
about that one.
I'm a little burnt out in some of the stuff that I've been running now, so I'm like looking for other games to run, kind of. And so, like, if I had the real answer to that, then I guess I'd probably already be looking into it. But how about a game that looks fun to run, like a series that like looks pretty consistently fun from stuff you've watched, or like maybe you'd like to do a run or two of just to like say you did it.
This will probably be like this will be up your alley, but like one of the
gonna
first
say
games I ever
Pokemon.
ran in general was way back in 2014. It had 3 runs of it. It was Pokemon Black.
He said
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah,
The best
really
thing about
fun.
that is that like nobody run or actually no, Black 1 is fine. Or is it? I know Black 2 was like way worse to run.
Is it problematic?
But
I'll tell you right now, I didn't do any RNG manip or anything for that. So like, I just went in and was like, I'm just gonna see what happens.
That's the
and
good stuff.
I enjoy it. I really enjoyed it a lot.
You know, but you can always come back.
I could always do it again,
but I don't know if I will. That's the thing.
This podcast exists for 3 reasons. One of them is to produce bad runs. The second one is to convince people to run Pokemon. It worked for Helix. And the third one is to convince people to run Hat in Time.
Yeah.
Is that like Helix ran Legends Arceus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the heck? The lore, I didn't know this.
Yeah. This is the Dear PB cinematic universe. It's all connected.
All of the guests are connected in some way.
If you dig deep down, if you follow the money, it's all Dear PB in the bottom.
We control all the money.
We control everything.
If you follow the money, you get to our Patreon page.
True. You could give us money on Patreon. And you do get our really good bonus episodes, of which we're recording another one soon.
Wow.
I've heard very good things about our second bonus episode, so
I have to.
I would check that out. What would I run if I had to learn another series? Especially like a series, not a singular game.
Hat in Time series.
Part of me wants to learn Shenmue too. There is technically the Hat in Time series on
Yeah, there's Hat in Time, then there's Hat on Time, which is an itch.io game that someone made that's like 2 minutes long.
Isn't there also beta?
There's also beta and alpha.
Yeah.
I learned yesterday while I was streaming that apparently there's an Among Us series on Speedrun.com as well too now. That's a thing that exists.
What other
There's
games?
Among Us fan games.
It's just a bunch of fan games. Like apparently there's one called Among Us Clicker that's like on Speedrun.com, which shouldn't be there apparently.
There is Among Us Clicker.
But like, because like it goes against like multiple site rules, but it's there. So hey, there we go.
Wait, what site rules is it breaking?
You can't have clicker games apparently on the Speedrun.com. It's also really short. Which
There's
is
no
not really
way that's actually true. I run a clicker game.
Whoa.
So,
no, there are definitely a lot of clicker games on Speedrun.com. Cookie Clicker's there, Poke Clicker's there.
Yeah.
I'm just going off of what someone said like the other day yesterday in my chat.
I think they're lying to you. If you're
But it was on the internet.
If you're the person in Shasta's chat, write in.
Write in and tell us about Speedrun.com's clicker game rules.
Yeah. Because if I'm secretly doing SRC crimes, that's pretty sweet. I'm here for that.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, we're another one of our many crime themed episodes.
It's true.
It's very much a theme
and we're confessing. This is content here.
Exactly.
We have done illegal runs.
That'll be our other clickbait. Is like, Dear PB tells it all. You can't miss this episode.
After dark.
Is it after dark? It's like
it is somewhere.
It's at the time of recording. It's 2 p.m. So
it's after dark somewhere in the world. That's how the Earth works.
It's true.
So, that is true.
If you're watching this in Japan,
that's true. That is true.
Happy next day.
I feel like you don't have to go that far, to get to dark.
If you're in the southern hemisphere. On the South Pole, you're about to have after dark all the time.
That is true.
True.
So
you learned so much from watching this podcast.
I'm learning a lot today, honestly.
Yeah,
thanks for having me on.
Now.
Okay, we can't do a geography podcast because I would actually play we already play too much into sluicing my interests with all the hat and Pokemon we talk about, and that would just be, I think, a level 2 too much. We should answer the actual question.
We should do GeoGuessr as a bonus episode.
We could.
Now that is content right there.
But I know the bonus episode will be me doing GeoGuessr, and you just having to sit there and be like, "Oh my god, you don't know anything."
Bam! There you go.
Write that down.
I got an American public school education. Okay, I don't know geography.
Me too.
Okay, but don't.
I learned via the internet.
Shut up.
The internet taught me.
I refuse to. I will never learn.
That's true. But the question is, what would you want to learn?
What would I want to learn?
Yeah.
Full circle.
Ooh, that's a reference.
What series of video games even are there that aren't Pokemon?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think.
Do you like platformers? Do you like 3D platformers? Do you like RPGs?
We're not really.
You like RPGs? You play Pokemon.
We're not really 3D platformers or RPG fans here. Between Hat and Time and Pokemon, you know.
Every game I played is a platformer.
All right, I'm gonna look at my Steam. What do I own?
There aren't any game series on Steam.
That's
Those
not
don't
true.
exist.
You can play.
That's not
I'm gonna
true.
speedrun the Jackbox Party Pack. That's a series.
Okay, that is a
Hell
series.
yeah.
When are we running Bomb Core?
You could speedrun. Yeah, there really aren't a lot of series. XCOM.
You could do that.
Fallout.
XCOM.
Fallout's good.
cool.
Fallout's
Fallout is
really
cool.
It's a hard run. I've looked into it.
I don't like
Yeah.
having to try. That's the main problem.
It is. It's
Ooh.
relatively technical, and there's like movement tech that you need to do like every time you jump, and it's just too much for me.
Okay,
and I don't want to.
Hitman would be-
I'm talking about New Vegas specifically.
Yeah,
but
Hitman would be cool. That's a cool run.
Hitman's a
Like
very
the whole
cool run.
Hitman series is really cool.
Mm-hmm. Also,
So-
it sounds really hard in general.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's one of those things that if it goes wrong, it's like, oh gosh, oh heck, what do I do? Oh no, frick.
So I guess that's my answer is the Hitman series. 'Cause
Hitman.
Ooh.
the game's really good if you haven't played it, and the runs are really cool. My other answer would be Kingdom Hearts, but only Chain of Memories. Because Chain of Memories is good, and I like it a lot.
I guess.
I
Mine
guess
would
another
be-
answer for me too would be like Jet Set Radio because I really just like that game a lot.
It's not a
That's
series,
cool.
though.
That is.
There's also Jet Set Radio Future.
Yeah.
Oh, there is Jet Set Radio
Yeah, there's
Future.
multiple.
Yeah, and that
It's
game
a
is also
series,
really
though.
cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
The Jet Set series. Yeah.
Jet Set Radio series, yeah.
true. Okay,
I don't know what I would pick.
well, you gotta
I
pick
guess
something.
like Fallout's cool. I just said why I don't want to do it. If I can get past that, I'll do it.
How about? I don't know. I'm gonna go in your Steam.
I'm looking through my Steam right
I'm
now.
gonna. What's your most played games that aren't Hat in Time?
Hat in Time.
Welcome to
Terraria.
DPD, a
Hand Time
podcast.
2.
Terraria is a cool run.
Terraria is interesting. All right, my most played games are like Hat in Time, Terraria, and like 5-clicker games.
Welcome to
All right, we got
welcome to
Hat in
Dear
Time,
PD,
Terraria, Clicker Game,
a
Binding of
podcast
Isaac,
where we-
Clicker Game, and then RuneScape.
where we look through our own
Our
own
own
Steam
backlogs.
most played. How about Bloons?
And I can't
I'm
because
not-
I'm doing a run still.
Oh no, that's how
Oh
we
no,
get
I've been tricked.
you. Bloons is not a speed run. It is, but not for me.
It's going well
Um,
too, I frick.
Oh no, you're not allowed to play well. We need to ask more insightful questions.
It's true.
Like, what do you call a soccer player?
Soccerist.
Soccerist.
Soccerist?
Call him Sakurai.
Sakurai. Yes. What do you call somebody who does curling?
Cool, and I want to be them.
Same.
Okay.
I've been in
Curling is
SoCal my
cool.
whole life. I don't even know what ice is, and like I
There's
want to
a,
be them.
There's
It's
a
a thing you put in your coffee.
There's a
Oh, what's
bar in
coffee?
West Loop
It's the thing you
where
put in your tea.
yeah,
Oh,
there's a bar in West Loop that has like bocce in the summer, and in the winter they turn it into little curling rinks. It's cool.
I'm
It's really
convincing
cool.
people to get into curling. After watching curling at the Olympics this year, I'm like, all right, I'm getting a team together.
Dude,
That
everyone
looks like
makes
fun.
fun of curling, but it's like
it's cool.
hard. It's hard.
It's cool.
It is
because you're on ice. Get it?
Hey,
this is now a cool
that's me yelling.
this is now a curling fan cast.
Good.
We're just gonna watch. That's our next bonus episode. Is we just watch,
a curling
curling,
match.
and we just be like, "Wow, so cool."
I think we need the express written
Whoa,
consent.
they're doing it.
The curling association.
Well, we can do like the really annoying thing. We have to sync it up. We will not be doing that because that's annoying. So we don't only ask questions that people send in, and we also ask questions that we came up with. So what's the run? Well, you already said that. What's your comfort run?
A comfort run, probably Warrior Land 4 again.
That checks out. Do you
Fair.
recommend it?
Absolutely, that game is incredible. There's like zero luck in it. There's like one bit of luck that
Ooh.
barely matters, essentially.
I don't know what this
And-
means.
Luck?
I don't know
is
what not
luck?
having luck is like.
Yeah.
Every
it's like-
game
it's
I
like
run
fit-
has RNG.
Most games I run have RNG. Kirby has RNG. There's like all the boss fights in this run I'm doing right now currently. There's a lot of luck to it. But I like
Yeah, I
really
love
good at
it.
this game, so it's fine.
Just manipulate the RNG in a good way.
Yeah.
Dear PB, if you had to play a game until you could reach the end while blindfolded from the beginning, which game would you pick?
Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland, because I've played the game way too much. I can probably do that blindfolded, I'm not sure. I know it's
So
been done blindfolded before. Shouts to Rocks.
So like, I guess the way I feel about
Actually,
it
has
is
Rocks
like,
done that? Either way.
I'm such like a visual person that the idea of doing stuff blindfolded does not interest me at all.
Yeah.
So I would
Yeah,
pick.
same.
There's a level in Hat in Time called Yoshi level. It is a custom level where you load in the level and then it instantly completes itself. The world record is 0 milliseconds, and so I would pick that.
0, 0, 0. I could do fake award blindfolded. You dive
Yeah, you
boost
run
2
forward.
times forward and then press E and then you're done. That's
Yeah.
a hard level.
Yeah, I just that just doesn't interest me. It's always impressive, but
yeah, I mean, like even if I played the game for 1,000 hours, I don't think I could do any speedruns blindfolded.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I've like put a lot of hours in a lot of games I've run. I don't think I can do it blindfolded at all.
My brain's just too visual.
Nor would I really want to. Like it doesn't seem as fun to me. That's just like playing it normally.
I learn things using visual cues, right? So it's like,
right.
Even though I don't think about like how long I've held the button down or anything. I just think about where I am positioned, especially something like if you're like running like Hat, where all of these different like a lot of tricks are very positional based.
Yeah.
Like very basic movement tricks are positional based. It's like extra visual to me. So,
given enough time, I could probably do a segmented Hat in Time run blindfolded, but it would take a long time.
Yeah, and yeah.
But my muscle memory is there that I could probably do it.
Like full props to everyone who does it, but yeah, not for me.
No.
Yeah, same here. Shout out to Bubsia. He's done like a few games I like blindfolded, like Metroid Fusion before. He's done 100% for that game blindfolded. I don't know how.
Wild.
It's wild.
He did it in like 3 hours. Like what the heck? My PB is like an hour 40 something. Ridiculous.
You just learn a billion setups.
Part of my problem too is I don't really I don't use audio cues very much, honestly.
I don't either.
I just kind of tune out a lot of the audio, except for like very rare situations. So like, because like that's the way you do things blindfolded, right? Is you use all the audio cues and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're like me and you don't use the audio cues, then it doesn't work so well.
I use audio cues like most of the time. If I'm being honest. It's either like feeling it out. It's like for mixes in this game, you could use audio or visual. I just kind of feel it out most of the time.
That's fair.
But like, yeah.
My eyes are better than my ears.
Yeah, me too. People were talking about like setups for a trick that I do. And it was like, yeah, you can do it after this audio cue. And I'm like, I never knew about that. I just react to it every time.
Ooh.
It's like I'll sing along to all the music, but my brain doesn't actually process any of it. It's just like, yeah, this is the thing that's happening. This is pleasant. I'm good at games, I swear.
Yeah.
Dear PB, what is your favorite copy ability from Super Kirby?
My favorite in general is actually I'm currently using it. It's Jet. I just really like Jet a lot, even casually. It's just really fun for me to use.
I always liked Wheel.
Wheel's always fun. Good. I love Tornado. Tornado was one of my favorites for a long time. And High Jump. High Jump's sick as well.
High Jump's fun. I also liked the Hammer and the Fire because it let you unlock stuff. So those were... Every time
always
I got
good.
those, I'd be like, oh yeah, I can go places that I wouldn't be able to anymore. Because it sucks when you get to a cannon and you just don't have a way to light it.
My favorite as a kid was Cutter in Nightmare in Dreamlands. That was my favorite. It's not very good like these days, looking back at it, but like I don't know. I really liked it when growing up.
Doesn't need to be good to be a fan favorite.
Exactly.
True.
Exactly.
It gets
What's
better
your least
in later
favorite
games.
copy ability that isn't sleep?
Ooh,
sleep is good.
Light from Nightmare in Dreamland. It makes dark rooms lighter, and that's it. It goes away after one use.
Oh, I love HM01 Flash.
And also the thing is too on a Game Boy player, you can see the rooms like even when they're not lit up. So it's like there's no point to it existing basically. It's there for only 3 rooms in the game and that's it. But you can still mix for it. So like what the heck?
I mean there's Mike too, but that's a little bit more useful.
Mike's cool.
Honorable mention
shout out to all the Mikes watching this podcast right now.
Oh, Mike! I liked Mike as a kid.
Well, I love it.
Yeah. Honorable mention to Mouthful Mode Car, which is extremely good.
Yes.
That game comes out soon, right? That time of recording?
Comes out this week.
Oh, heck
on 25th.
Heck yeah.
I'll be streaming it.
It looks really good.
By the time this video comes out, The
You'll be able
speedrun
to.
will already be 15 minutes long.
It's true.
4
I'll be
days
running
after the game
I'll be
comes
running
out.
it like in the first few days or so. I'm gonna get down to 15 minutes immediately.
I believe.
The demo is like 6 minutes long for the run, but like, hey,
The full run.
full run
Yeah.
only 15. Perfect. That's all we
Yeah.
need.
Just go out of
Satisfied for the
bounds
next like
and
few
then-
years.
Exactly. Just go out of bounds and then find some skip that's going to get patched out next week.
Yeah,
true.
that's the fun thing about running Switch games.
Mm-hmm.
Is I love a good old something gets patched out and also you can't down patch anymore.
Yeah.
Technically
Very
you
fun.
can, but it's extremely hard and complicated.
Cough, cough, Metroid Dread, cough, cough.
Yeah. Well, all of Pokemon has that problem too. Like BDSP 1.1.1 was like extraordinarily broken and it was beatable in like 15 minutes. And now they pretty much patched out all the useful bugs. You could technically still run it. If you have a copy of it, you can local transfer it to somebody else's Switch to the down patch, but that's the only way to get it without having a hacked Switch. So
And this is why in-person speedrun events are good.
true.
Yeah.
True.
Only reason.
As long as they're safe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of in-person speedrunning events, if you didn't hear,
Ooh.
good segue, by the way. I think that was a
That
good
was a
setup.
great
Very
segue.
good segue. Hit.
Yeah.
Unintentional, but thanks for picking it
At
up.
Midwest Speed Fest, which will be 1 week after time of recording, roughly, is we were going to be having a live show. Sorry, Mid-Spring Speed Fling, a subsidiary event of Midwest Speed Fest. We'll have a live show.
But the event itself is called Midwest Speed Fest. Like the actual organization. It's
Yeah.
confusing.
Yes.
Don't worry about it.
Mid-Spring Speed Fling, hosted by Midwest Speed
yes,
Fest, who also
exactly.
runs an event called Midwest Speed Fest.
Exactly.
Don't think about it too hard.
But the event itself, not mid. In fact, actually pretty like top tier.
Yeah, it's very
and it's
good.
also not mid-spring. It's like right at the beginning of spring. But
that is also true.
I'll give them the break for the name tie-in. Sorry.
Okay, as I was saying, we will be doing a live show on that Saturday, I think the 2nd.
Yeah.
Swoos,
Sure.
Swoos is going to be running
The 2nd.
a Hat in Time all timepieces base levels. And
I'm
we're
not
going
ready, but
to
I
have
should probably
some
practice.
We're going to have Helix most likely and one other member of staff that we haven't decided yet. They're going to be there
Make
too.
it gooby.
And if you're there, you can
Might
ask
be.
questions live. So that'll be cool.
Wow.
And if you're not there, you can still send in questions. And if people don't show up live, we'll read them. So
Yeah.
get them in. But all you need is if you have a pass for VGM Con and you're in Minneapolis or whatever town next to Minneapolis it's in,
Plymouth.
then you can show up and ask questions and watch and say hi. So you can also watch at twitch.tv/Midwest Speedfest. Okay, back to the show.
Okay.
Our ad reads are so good when we don't edit them in after the fact and have to do them live. They're so much cleaner.
Yeah.
Very clean.
Dear PB, what is the worst thing you've ever tried to speedrun? From Insomnia.
Oh, I got a few of these. All right, so the worst thing for me is Kirby Canvas Curse, because I ran that last year for what we call the Kirby Series Relay. It's essentially like we're running like a lot of Kirby games in a row. It's a big relay race with the whole community, including all the Japanese runners. They're usually the ones that organize it. And so last year, I thought it'd be fun to try out Kirby Canvas Curse, just learn something new for it instead of doing something I already know and all that. And turns out the game is extremely overwhelming when you're trying to run it, and also it hurts your hands. You have to constantly tap Kirby to go fast.
I love a
and
good
everything.
hand hurting run.
I don't.
That was being
Understandable.
sarcastic. I tried to learn Ranger, and I was like, Pokemon Ranger, and I was like, I cannot do this. My hands will not do it.
But I love drawing circles.
But
I
the
do
task
love
is
drawing
cool.
circles, but I'm old and frail, and now I just
Same.
simply cannot.
I'm at the ripe old
Canvas
age
Curse
of 26. It's over for me.
TAS is very
Yeah.
cool. Would recommend.
The task is
watching.
incredible for Canvas Curse. Absolutely recommend that one. Just don't run it. Never run it. Shout out to Wakazu, who has an 9-minute power gap between first and second on the leaderboards. That dude's ridiculous at every Kirby game. What the heck?
Wild.
But
Yeah, I would not
especially
have
that
the
one.
wrist for it.
The worst thing I've ever tried to speedrun is probably Pokemon XY because it's it's an RNG nightmare run. But
I
it is
remember
fun.
that week.
It was more than 1 week.
Wow,
After
2 weeks.
3 weeks of attempts, I was like, maybe I'm not cut out for speedrunning. Maybe I'm just bad. Because I would either choke or I would just get bad RNG and have to reset 55 minutes in. It's so bad. But it is a cool run, so it's not actually the worst run. It's just
Yeah.
It's very rough mentally. What is the worst thing? A lot of people would argue the worst thing I've ever run is Shenmue 1 because
Ooh.
it's a
Yeah,
7-hour
I've heard
run.
about that run.
Yeah, it's a 7-hour run, and you have to wait a lot of time in real time. There's a 34-minute segment where you just can put the controller down and walk away, which is nice.
It's a
Built-in breaks.
built-in bathroom, dinner, shower break.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the remaster too. The Dreamcast version is longer because of the loads, and there's
Nice.
there's not as many skips you can do, but so that. But I thought that run was actually kind of fun. I did soft lock it twice, about 5 hours in, and then stopped
Oh, no.
running it because I was like, screw this game. So that's like probably the right answer.
Yeah.
Probably.
So like I feel like there's other stuff that I tried and bounced off real quick, but I don't remember.
I got another answer as well too, by the way.
Go ahead.
So I learned Breath of the Wild 8% for the 12-hour challenge one year. That was a mistake. Everyone told me to run all dungeons in 90%, but I still did anyways. And it took me over a week to finish one run.
I love a good I'm going to be stubborn and do this, even though everyone tells me that I won't. I did that when I was learning crosscode, which is the first thing I ever ran, because I just followed the world record route because there was not really a lot of resources for the game at the time, and was like, wow, this trick's really hard. And then the world record holder was like, oh yeah, you should do this like slight detour that makes it like way easier, and in exchange like you lose like a little bit of time, but you're fine because you're just starting. And I didn't know better at the time, so I was like, well, I've already learned this part, so I'm not going to change it. And that was a bad choice to do. If people really, really good at the game are like, hey, take the time lost right now, and maybe you could adjust it later when you're actually like experienced, you should listen to them because they maybe know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's possible.
Maybe a
Like,
little bit.
In my case, like I learned 8% in particular because it was shorter. And I thought that would mean, and like the other run was just like over 2 hours, and like I didn't want to learn all that. So that's a lot to memorize. This is a 12-hour challenge. Like, come on. But turns out it took me like a few days of just attempts to even get to the point where I could even be at the end of the run.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, whoops. Probably should have done that in the end.
Well, now you know.
I respect a good being stubborn as heck, though.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I refuse to learn. I said that earlier. I will never learn. I will continue to make mistakes.
Yeah.
So what's your worst run?
The very first run I learned was Super Smash Bros. Melee Classic. It's bad. It is RNG. It's 2 minutes long, and it's the same move for 2 minutes, and it's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
So that was bad.
I love just turning off my brain and hoping I get lucky.
Yeah.
That's why I run Pokemon.
See, like it's like that, but like 2 minutes long.
Cool. I mean, that sounds better, honestly. It's the same. It's the same experience, just like crushed into 2 minutes in terms of get lucky, use the same move. Yeah, that sounds like Pokemon.
You need to get like certain fights. People have made like entire like page-long documents about like the RNG and which is optimal, and no thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot to memorize for like such a short run like that. It doesn't sound fun.
Yeah, and it's like, all right, well, I didn't get this fight. Time to reset, and it sucks.
All right. Well,
So
you heard it here. Play Brawl instead.
it's a little bit better. It's a little longer too. It's 2 hours instead of 2 minutes, but
you can't
classic,
wait cheat in Brawl, so it's better.
Classic mode for Brawl is similar, except load times are 2/3 of the run.
Sounds like a perfect run in that case.
Like the world record Classic is, I think it's 5 minutes IGT, or like just under 5 minutes IGT, and there are 8 minutes of loads in 5 minutes of gameplay. So it's like a 13-minute long VOD for a 5-minute IGT. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's rough. Loads are very, very bad in that game.
Why don't the mods just manually time out the loads though? Like, come on,
well, I mean,
what's going on?
That's why it's timed in IGT, but it's just.
But still, because it's easy.
That's why everyone should just run Links to Links because it has instant loads.
It's a good game.
It is a good game. Subscribe to our Patreon if you want to understand what that reference.
Quick vent about people telling me that all the time for every game that I run that has like variable load times.
just run XYZ. It doesn't have loads. Or make a loadless timer for it. Like, okay, no.
I don't want to do work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I wanted to do work, then I would do my job. Instead, I'm recording a podcast.
So I'm recording a podcast, yeah.
Which is a form of work, I guess.
It's true.
Podcasting is real labor.
I will admit, podcasting is not as profitable as my real job, but
yeah, I would agree with that.
It's fun.
Yet.
It's more fun than my real job. Yeah,
Damn right.
Yet. Subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/dearpbpod. Completely unrelated.
If our Patreon hits 6 figures by the end of the year, we will quit our day jobs.
Yeah.
5 figures? Absolutely not. Not enough.
No,
Give us more money.
Yeah.
Give both of you more money. I'm not part of this. I'm just helping out.
Profit. We'll profit share with, or we'll have a shareholders meeting with all the guests at the end of the year, and we'll do a little bit of profit sharing.
Oh, thank you.
There you
thank
go.
you.
Yeah.
Finally, I'm seen.
But only if we hit 6 figures.
Yeah, only.
If it's
Only
99999, then y'all can get bent.
If it's only 99,000, then I don't know. But
You know what? That's fair and understandable. That's fine.
All of our guests do this show for scale.
What's the scale?
The scale is bad.
Oh no.
Because you're gonna get the
Anyways.
you're gonna get the Dear PB bump, and that's gonna get you into GDQ. You know.
Oh hell yeah.
oh
let's
yeah,
go.
because you've clearly never done that before.
Exactly,
Tell us about your
Never in
GDQ
my
runs.
Never in my life have I done that.
Tell us about it.
If you were like theoretically ever at a GDQ, what runs have you done?
Would you
I've
have
not done this one in a GDQ actually.
In a theoretical sense.
I've had, like unironically, like I've never actually done Kirby Super Star Ultra like in a GDQ, and that's like a game I've been running since 2014, and like I really want this run in at some point.
3DS in general is like weird for GDQ. I feel like we don't see a lot. We don't see a lot of 3DS. Like it took 8 years for Oras to get in, for example, despite being a mainline Pokemon game.
I don't remember.
It's mostly
3DS
because
games.
I've run a few like DS and 3DS games at GDQ before. I ran Samus Returns in 2018, for instance. That's a 3DS Metroid game. It's really good. But like the weird part is like their setup is kind of strange for it, if I recall correctly.
Yeah. If you're a GDQ staff member, and by that I mean you're probably Ray, write in and tell us what's up with the setup that makes 3DS weird. Or just be on our show again, I guess.
We would love to help.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not exactly weird. It's just like I don't know what it is. Like it never works properly when I'm there, but it always works perfectly at home. I think it's mostly what it is.
That's fair. 3DS in general is a weird one to capture in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I miss my loopy card. It was so good. My new card is like works totally fine. It's just I don't like the software as much.
Is it a Katsuki one or like a murky one? I guess.
Yeah, it's a Katsuki one. It's a Delfino Customs card.
Perfect.
Build, which like
I'm
use it because
I'm getting one of those in the mail soon.
Yeah, it's an LL which owns because it's like so much better on my hands. But the loopy software is so good because it just captures all the audio and stuff better. It just works versus this one where I had to like try different cables and different ports and stuff, make sure other things aren't on the same USB bus, so that I wasn't like just getting like terrible bit rate through it. It was 3DS is annoying, but
annoying, but it's worth
3DS
it.
has a lot of cool runs on it, but it's really expensive, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Let's have Nintendo make an official capture card for
That's like the real
wish
handheld console.
I've been wanting like a quote unquote like 3DS player, like the Game Boy player for years.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
That'd be the greatest thing of all time. But it's never gonna happen because like what's YouTube? What's Twitch in current year? No one does that.
Yeah, especially because like the Switch and stuff is so easily captured and things like that. Like that's the thing that's like holds back DS or 3DS and to a smaller extent DS speedrun communities, just like the ease of access getting into it. Because like as you mentioned, like GBA is like kind of bad, but you can just get a Game Boy player, which isn't too bad. Because the expensive part of a Game Boy player is that the discs are really expensive, but the stock Game Boy player disc sucks anyways. So
it's optional anyways.
Use Game Boy interface.
Yeah,
that's all I'm gonna say. It makes your game look better, and like you don't have to buy a disc. It's perfect.
This podcast officially endorses Game Boy interface as our
Hell yeah.
Game Boy Advance or Game Boy Player software
This
of choice.
episode
It's so
is
good.
sponsored by
It is
Game
not
Boy
sponsored.
interface.
They did not give us money.
No.
But
we
Delphia
still
Customs
can
giving me
support
money
them.
though. Use code Shasta at checkout for 3DS capture software for discounts. Whoa.
Whoa.
Bam! Plug my
Delphino-
stuff on your podcast.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Delphino Customs
Good segue.
isn't going to give me money because I was like, I like my Loopy card, but that's not.
Frick.
It's not Delphino's
I-
fault. It's the fact that it's the what's the other card company?
Katsuki.
Katsuki software. It's not their fault at all. So
I am open
Yeah.
to anyone, so if you want to send me money, hit me up.
we will.
That's at anyone.
Welcome to Dear
I
PB,
mean-
a podcast where we sell out and stuff.
It's true.
We are
And
Dear
stuff.
PB, and we're here to sell out and make money and stuff.
All the money? Selling them?
Whoa. We're
Whoa.
selling money?
Whoa.
Isn't that's what
For
banks
laundering
do?
on the stream?
That's what banks do. Think
We're
about
money
it.
laundering live.
What is a loan
Whoa.
if not selling money?
If you watch our live episode, you too will learn how to launder money.
You will
This
not
is
be.
not true.
That is not
Unless
what
you
will be
ask about
happening.
it, then I might have some tips. But anyways,
Sweese's laundering money tips do not reflect the official position of Dear PB podcast.
check out my new podcast, How to Launder Money.
Hypothetically.
Fast.
Yeah, hypothetically.
How to launder
Hypothetically.
money fast.
Fast.
This is a
Fast,
podcast
yeah.
about hard money.
Love to get like raided by like the ATF in the middle of our live show at Mid Spring Speed Fling. That'd be a memorable stream, I think.
That would be a good.
That'd be
quick
hype, honestly.
If you work for the government and you have advice for how to
and you
not
have a VGM con ticket.
and you have a VGM con ticket, do not attend. Hi, this is post-production May, the May that gets added in after the fact. Did you know we have a Patreon? If you're already a Patreon subscriber, this message isn't for you. Thank you, we love you, you can tune out for this part. But if you're not, for only $3 a month, you can get access to episodes early and get a bonus episode at least once per month. The bonus episodes are like different from the regular episodes. They're a lot more unhinged, which is kind of saying something. You get access to all the ones we've already done, even if you subscribe now, so that's cool. We don't want to have to run ads during this program, because ads suck, and supporting us via the Patreon helps us not have to do that. You can check it out at patreon.com/dearpbpod if you're interested and can afford to do so. You're already supporting us by listening to the show and telling others about it, so this is kind of like a bonus thing you could do if you really like it. Okay, cool, I'm done, bye. Dear PB. Wait, have I read all these already? Dear PB, is this a good question? From already knows the answer. No,
Well, no.
No.
it was not a good question.
You gave
That
me no
one's been-
substance.
That one's been sitting in the queue for a bit, and I was like, you know.
You know
You
who
know the
are.
answer.
Okay, dear PB, I just got my gold PB time in the game I've been running. This game is one part of a series similar to Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Sunshine or Pokemon Pearl and Black. I am looking for a new game to run now and considering running a different game in the series. What is your experience running multiple games in the same series? Do they tend to get stale, and do you prefer to find completely different games in general? From Continuing Contender.
I can definitely do that one. So I've run like 10 Kirby games or something at this point. Really, like a lot of the mechanics like carry over if you run different games in a series like that. Like for instance, like most Kirby games, at least like most of the platform ones have mixing in it. That's like something that's the same for pretty much every Kirby game. They just function slightly differently. But like in every game except for Air Ride, for some reason, it's a forward window to get the power that you want if you select two enemies at the same time. That's the idea behind it. That carries over for most Kirby games, but the way you do it is different. Like for instance, in Nightmare and Dreamland, the order of enemies matters, but in like this game, for instance, the order of enemies does not matter for like what powers you can get, like where it is in the mix wheel or whatever. Like stuff like that. Like mechanics of that usually carry over between games in a series, and it makes it really fun. And then, like for instance, if you're running Amazing Mirror and Nightmare and Dreamland, they have the same engine, so they essentially run the same. They're both very fast because of that. It's like it's good to look at that sort of thing when you're trying to find another game in the series to run, because like it's familiarity.
Those like those similarities can be like good and bad in my experience. Where like, like something that comes up for me a lot as somebody who's run a bunch of different Pokemon games is just like very slight differences in the menu. So like the good thing is obviously that like my knowledge of how the game works and stuff like that carries over from game to game and things like Pokemon notes have very specific formatting and stuff. And once you understand it, then you can pretty much read any route. But the downside is just really minor stuff that kind of like your muscle memory screws up between games. For example, in Gen 6 Pokemon, when you sell stuff and then back out to the buy, like to pick buy or sell, it resets your cursor to buy. But in Gen 7, it does not do that. Or at least Let's Go doesn't. So whenever I play Let's Go, I always end up going back into the buy menu because I just like buffer all the inputs and then go, wait, doesn't work in this game. So, as a whole, it's easier, but you will run into these sort of small things in my experience.
Yeah, and that's part of the fun of speedrunning, is like learning how to deal with that sort of thing in general.
True.
Yeah.
Honestly, like having that improvised strat sometimes, like is one more fun part to speedrunning. I'm just going to say it. It's pretty cool.
I do think it is good to have to like not solely stick to one game unless you like really, or one series unless you like really, really like it. Or you're like trying to do streaming as a career, because game switching is like not super conducive to that. Like unless you're known for it on Twitch, just because of the way that Twitch operates. But
yeah,
I think it's having a little bit of contrast I find nice, just so like if something does start to get a little stale or like you're a little bit burnt out, if you only run the games that are all very, very similar, then you don't really have like an escape hatch, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't really speak because like I'm someone who like does stream a lot and like has like a decent sized audience while switching games pretty constantly a lot of time.
Yeah, but if you're
so
known
like I'm kind of an outlier.
I guess so like part of it is like if you're known for it, then then your community begins to expect it too. And then part of it too, if you're staying within at least the context of speed running, then that does help a little bit. If you're trying to be like casual in speed running, that tends to mess with your metrics as far as I saw. But like when I started running Hat in Time, my metrics tanked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the moment I did Pokemon again, I was like, oh yeah. And like now I have a lot of community. So I think
I'm kind of known for running like more niche Nintendo games in general. So like a lot of people kind of expect that sort of thing. I run a lot of Kirby, I run Metroid, I run like a lot of Wario stuff. That's a lot of what I've been doing. I run the like probably the worst mainline Zelda game, which is Phantom Hourglass, but I love that game, so I don't even care.
I hate Phantom Hourglass.
I know a lot of people do, but I like it.
I appreciate you saying it is the worst mainline Zelda game, though. Because a lot of people say Skyward Sword is, and Skyward Sword is underrated.
No, that game's good. What?
I know that game's good.
People don't
I
like
agree.
motion controls.
People
like the thing in Phantom Hourglass is people don't like it because of the way it controls, and like it gets good if you play it a lot, but it's like it's hard to start off, and I get that.
Yeah.
And also, Temple of Yoshi King exists, and like people don't know there's like shortcuts and stuff that make it a lot more fun and interesting the more you play it. It's really cool.
People don't like
a lot of people don't know
Sword
that
because of because it's like in that era of Nintendo games they were super handholdy, which I get. It is annoying, but the actual gameplay of Skyward Sword is really good. It is better than Twilight Princess, and I will die on this hill.
I've played neither, so I can't speak.
Yeah, I played neither, so that's the official opinion.
I played in Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask and Wind Waker, though. So I played the other ones, just not those two.
Wind Waker's so good.
Hell yeah, I love Wind Waker.
I love Wind Waker. It's my third favorite Zelda.
I liked Ocarina of Time 3D when I played it, in particular 3D.
That's also the one that I played. I played it and I was like, I don't have the nostalgia for this, so this is fine. Like it was fun, but it was I wasn't like it's the greatest game of all time. I was like, it's good. Like I get
definitely iconic for the time it came out, at least.
Yeah, like I get its like role in the history of games, but it is no Link to the Past.
Ooh.
I don't play Zelda, so I don't have a stake in this, but
that's fair.
Totally fair.
I had kind of fallen out of Zelda until Breath of the Wild came out, and now that Breath of the Wild 2 is one of my most anticipated games because Breath of the Wild 1 is freaking phenomenal.
Masterpiece. Absolutely so incredible game. Love that game.
Another hill I will die on is that weapon durability in that game is good, actually.
Agreed.
And it is actually that game is a masterpiece of game design. It is so smart. And if you disagree with me, be right, I guess. I don't know. That's not my fault.
Have a better opinion.
Yeah.
Continue to watch the podcast, but
Please
know that
continue
you're
to watch
wrong.
the podcast. Speaking of having a better opinion on being right, Dear PB or Twitch or Patreon.com/Dear PB Pod. Nailed it. Got it in one.
Perfect.
I thought I was asking the question. I don't know.
Me too.
Another question, Dear PB, on a scale from 1 to 10, how many horses are in this game? From 1 being 1 horse and 10 being 10 horses. From Secrets McGee.
And Superstar Ultra?
And Superstar Ultra.
0.
Oh no.
I'm
0?
sorry.
There's nothing even
There's a lot of other
horse-like.
animals though.
There's not a
Kirby is a
single
horse.
horse-like. Kirby is not a horse.
Oh,
Kirby is not a horse. Can't confirm.
I tried.
I've known Kirby for years. Not a horse.
What if Kirby nails a horse in mouthful mode?
I think the closest thing to a horse in this game would be like Wheelie Rider, because you ride it like a horse, I guess.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
That'd be
You're
the closest
taking
thing, but it's still a wheel, just straight up. It's the only similarity is because you ride horses and you're riding a wheel.
What
That's
is a
like the
car?
alignment chart.
What is a car if not a mechanical horse? Yeah, yeah.
True.
Horse purist, horse.
Yeah. I'm trying to find it. It's like a Pop-Tart is a ravioli.
Pop-Tarts are ravioli. I love the image.
It's so the
I will do the research.
I found it. So the way it works is you have structure, purist to rebel, and on one axis, and then the other one is like whatever is related,
Ingredients.
or like whatever. Is,
so.
so like, I guess form. I don't know. This is hard.
So Wheelie Rider is a radical horse anarchy because something is being ridden and it moves.
Yeah.
True.
Therefore, it's a horse. So
Yeah.
there are horses in Kirby. Confirmed.
True.
Confirmed.
So something being ridden that doesn't move. So a cannon could be on the alignment chart as a horse.
Possibly. Because you do ride that in this game.
Because it's
get shot out
movement
of
rebel, but it's riding. Well, no, because you don't ride the wheel; you become the wheel.
Well,
it's
it's
both,
not
it's
Kirby. Yeah, it's the
In this game, you can make a
Oh,
helper,
the enemies,
and
yeah.
like the helper is Wheelie, and then you ride that.
Right.
Therefore, it's
Yes.
called Wheelie
Okay.
Rider.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Is the airship a flying horse? The blimp you're fighting.
Is
right now.
Cabula a flying horse?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's got a face.
Wait, you don't ride Cabula though. You just tap a bunch and it
It's
dies.
true.
What about halberd?
You
What
do ride
about-
the Halberd. That's a whole level after all.
What
Wait,
about a
the
Warp Star?
warp star. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
the
warp
Warp
star
Star,
is a
absolutely.
horse.
Yeah, of course. Duh.
But no, but it
Alright,
doesn't have a
Warp
face.
Star- It doesn't need a face. It
doesn't need a face.
It moves and it's rideable.
Listen, if Wildy can eat stuff without a mouth, Warp Star does not need a face.
Horse lore. We're just figuring out all the Kirby
Alright.
horse lore today.
Yeah.
So let's
Okay.
make a GIF that's called, it's just like has like the text horse lore at the top, and then just like have Kirby riding the Warp Star on it.
Kirby horse lore?
Is the jet, because it's like a helmet, is it like a reverse horse?
Reverse horse.
A reverse-
This means that Kirby is the horse. Because
Something I really appreciate
we've gone
about
full circle.
something I really appreciate about Kirby is that it is the game that you do kiss the homies the most.
True, love it.
I like that it's depending on how you look at it, it's either kissing the homies or baby birding, both of
Dude.
which are quite an energy, I
Interesting.
guess.
I'm getting
It
destroyed
exists.
right now.
So are we, because we just burned through these questions. This was like
We did great.
no, we
Is
were
that
like
it already? Is that all the questions?
well. So I have more on the
Submit more
sheet.
questions.
We kind of just. I mean, I have questions that I could just ask you. For example, we have a speed game you've been dying to talk about.
What is it?
What? Do you have a speed
What
game you've been dying
do
to talk
you
about?
have?
Oh,
one.
do I have a speaking of done talk about? I thought like you had one for me. My bad. Okay.
The Soapbox Evangelize is a speed game. Oh, it's a horse. You killed the horse.
It's not technically, I guess. The technical
No,
horse. There it is.
No,
Oh my gosh.
Kirby is the horse. The jet helmet is the rider.
Like, talk about Forgotten Lands at least real quick. There are people running the demo for it, and I've been meaning to learn that for a bit. I might do that like soon before a game comes out.
I need
There's
to play
that.
it. It
There's
looks
already
really
one
good.
skip in the run.
Ooh.
Ooh.
It's pretty cool. there's like a section of the demo where there's like a turtle and you have to like go. It's like a building and you use Cone Kirby to smash the thing at the top of it. But you're supposed to go around the turtle like 270 degrees or so, like all the way around it basically.
That's a lot.
And you can actually like you take advantage of the physics and just like jump over him and destroy him
Nice.
that way and like get around having to go all the way around him. And that
I
saves
do
like 10 seconds or so. It's pretty cool.
I do like that
Nice.
this is like it's the Kirby game that can have like these 3D platformer-esque nonsense skips.
Mm-hmm.
It's so great.
Because like no games really get skips like 3D platformers tend to.
Yeah, for real.
Just like
It's true.
because of the way that those games are built.
There's always room for collision error.
Exactly, yeah.
There isn't that much in a 2D game.
You just got one.
Yeah,
you
like
got
this game's like
so much
not
fewer
super broken.
dimensions.
Yeah.
Like Superstar is pretty broken because there are clips in that game at least, but like that's one of my broken Kirby speedruns, and that's like the reason why essentially. It's because
Right.
you can clip through walls sometimes if you know what you're doing. Same with Kirby's Adventure as well too.
Well,
That's also another one too.
When they were
By the
designing
way,
Superstar,
never mind.
they were like, "We got to make this game really good," and that includes as a speedrun.
True.
Yeah.
Oh, that's time right there.
Notably pro speedrun.
All right. Was it the last hit? Was that the time?
It was the last hit, yeah.
Okay. Well, I stopped a little bit late.
It's fine. It's all good.
Good timing though. Like right as we ran out of questions, definitely.
Oh, are we actually out of questions? Oh no! I thought
Well,
I told people to ask more.
No, we have so many questions.
Little behind the scenes is I like compile a document from the submissions before, and I did go through all of those. We obviously have like a gajillion questions left
we have
in the document,
like pages
but like
and pages and pages of them.
We can rapid fire if you want me to. I like
people
that
should
stuff.
definitely send in more. Just like as a bit, just like it'd be kind of funny if people
just
send
as
in.
a joke with
people
all of
send
our
in more.
questions. We gotta save them for the next episode, which is.
I didn't hit record.
Like
on
the whole
video.
time?
On the video.
Oh, it's
Audio only.
This is an audio only episode. I knew I was forgetting something. We need to make that checklist. I'm a disaster human. I was like, yeah, why is it say my recording is 0 seconds?
Wait, you have to capture that still. It's RTMP. Never mind.
Yeah.
Disaster
Well, do you have local record automatic?
I do not.
Dang it.
Yeah. It
Sorry.
happens.
Sorry, but no, that's
It's
not
not
me.
you.
Welcome to Dear PB, a podcast where I'm a disaster human. We'll figure something out. But thanks for being on the show.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. I like talking.
I like talking too, and I would also like it if you advertised yourself a little bit.
Yeah. If you want to, you can follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/mr_Shasta, or on Twitter at twitter.com/mr_Shasta, or on YouTube at youtube.com/mr_Shasta. I think it's the URL. Just search mr_Shasta on YouTube.
I'll go do that right now.
Yeah.
Do that. Yeah. Also, I might use TikTok at some point. TikTok's whatever, mr_Shasta. I don't have nothing to upload there, but at some point I want to do that. Eventually.
You can follow Dear PB, this show you're watching right now, or listening to right now because I didn't record anything, at twitter.com/DearPB. You could subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com. Sorry, twitter.com/DearPBpod. My bad. Patreon.com/DearPBpod. And you can send in your questions using the form in the description or by emailing them to dearpb@maybreak.com. That is DEARPB @MAYBREAK.com. That is all we have for you this week. Again, our next episode will feature Insert Logic, who will be running, I think, Kino Bridge of Spirits, which is a very cool run.
Yeah.
And then, but we will also be live, which you should check out.
Woo!
We got to go figure out what we're going to do about this video issue that's the end of
Put
our
my
show.
PB in the background.
Thanks for watching.
Good.